YouTube says we are live. I am inclined to believe that. Welcome back to Tuesday night and the HOBO Racing League and the HOBO Cup Series. Continuing Tuesday night coverage here of the final regular season race. The chase will begin after tonight, so the top 12 in points will make it unless someone 13th through 20th in points manages to win tonight. Then they will also advance on. But as it stands, we'll get to that in a little bit. But who knows? Maybe get a wild card in that one. Tonight it is the Lady in Black Darlington 60th anniversary version, night version. This track and this version is going to be a lot of fun, possibly a little chaotic, but hey, that's just the nature of most Darlington races, given just how narrow the banking is and how narrow the groove is. Like, we saw how chaotic it was the first race of the season. I'm just happy that this time around I can call it with a normal voice. At that time, something was horribly wrong with me, and I can't even remember what it was. But we're going to get through this one just fine. And joining me to get through this one, he was with me at the second Richmond race. He's back once again. Mr. Chris Aiken, thank you for jumping back on board, my man.
Yes, sir. Once again, it's great to be here, and we should be in for a pretty good show tonight. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, 111 laps are on tap for this one. Slightly unknown fuel window, but if my guess serves me correctly, I'm going to say it's probably in the realm of like 35 to 38 laps is going to be my estimate, considering the fact that this track is a little bit faster than the game version that we saw earlier in the year. But someone who's looking red hot right now is Herman Reese. He just won at Daytona. He has 6 wins on the season now, and leading the point standings by a very, very hefty margin. Obviously, that's going to be cut down dramatically after tonight. But yeah, with a 400-point lead over Steve Grant, I think you could say that's looking pretty darn sporty there. But as we were saying, the top 12 in points will be advancing for a shot at the title. And the battle for that 12th position right now is between Ken Hansen on, what's that, 3,620, or wait, no, 3,000, oh my gosh, score for it, there we go. 3,572 points. And he is 30 points ahead of Harry Kodian. So, well, I'm not 100% sure exactly how this point system works. Actually, let me pull up one of the results pages, and I should be able to get that. But definitely a chance there for Harry to get in if he is able to finish far enough ahead of the 94. Harry did qualify third with the 94. Where's he at? He did not turn a lap, so Ken Hansen will be starting very deep in the field here. As will Caleb Lingle. That is surprising. I was fully expecting him to go out there and turn the lap, but Caleb Lingle did not, so he'll be starting at the rear. The full qualifying results here with Herman Reese on pole by 0.2 over kilojoules. Our man KJ. Like I said, Harry third, Jeff Stakanis fourth, and Steve Grant, first Darlington winner of the season, will be starting in fifth. Our man Mac Daddy sixth, Wyatt King, Randy Smith, Duke Sorensen, and Jason San Diego in the top 10. Also starting tonight will be Ricky Bumbleau, Fugate, Steve Rubino, head honcho himself, Eddie Rayleigh, DJ, Ryan Johnson, Ron Simpson, Dan Rubino, Herb Johnson, last driver to take a lap time in 19th. Then Rob Heath, some schmuck named Chris Aiken, I don't know who that is. I tricked him with a link earlier. Rich Napick going to be making a start here tonight, the number 6. And then Ken Hansen, Caleb Lingle, and Greg Stenzo, the full field for this evening. Chris, I'll ask you, when it comes to really any version of Darlington, tire wear is the name of the game. And I feel like this version is going to be no different. For you in particular, because I will say you're a pretty snazzy driver yourself. What would you say is the best way to find the right combination of maintaining decent track position and maintaining decent speed without chewing up your tires?
Yeah, well, thanks for the nice comments about myself there, and my driving abilities. As far as driving Darlington and trying to maintain your tires while still not falling too far behind the game, um, you just have to pace yourself. You know, you can't just go out like you're shot out of the canyon right from the start and run qualifying laps every single lap. But you want to fall back a little bit and just kind of ride around and at a decent pace. And there's guys behind you pressuring you, trying to get around you. Just let them go. Chances are they're going to get up there and they'll pull away from you for a little bit, but as the run goes on, they're going to burn their tires up, slip and slide, get into the wall, and you're just going to drive right past them.
And hope that you can find a gap to do that on a track this narrow. So we'll be watching for all kinds of different braking zones into turn 3, different approaches to turn 1 and 2, and hey, who's got the right setup to make it happen? As always, these guys running the open setup, realistic damage. As I always say, this is one of the more hardcore leagues that you'll see out here. So they don't take no prisoners when they're running this thing. And I am kind of looking at a rough idea of the kind of how the point system works here. For Harry Kodian to get ahead of Ken Hansen in the points, it looks like it's pretty much going to have to be about at least about a 6 to 7 position difference between the two. So Harry would have to finish at least like 7 or 8 spots ahead of Harry or of Ken in order to get in. So we'll be watching for that battle. Checking in on the rest of the standings, see if anybody can mathematically get in there. 38 points back of making it into the top 10 there, or top 12 is Randy Smith in the 10. And it looks like, he's really the only other one with a mathematical chance. And so he would be looking at probably 8 or 9 positions ahead of Ken in order to make that happen. So it could definitely happen. And we'll be keeping an eye, of course, on the 94, 13, and 10 throughout the night. Ricky Bumbalo on down way back as far as the points go, and mathematically out of it unless they win. Which is possible. Which is very, very possible. We've seen some good speed out of some of those guys there. I think Harry's overdue for a win, honestly. He has been knocking on the door here as of late. So we'll be watching for that. As we are just about to kick this thing to the race. Here we go. Get you guys some live pictures here. There you have it. Command given. Shout out to Charlie in the chat there. First time you in the league here. Yep, this is HOBO Racing League, run by the Rubino brothers and a few other head admins here. I'm just here to bring the show. Myself and Chris, which once again, Chris, thank you for jumping on board, man. 111 laps here at Darlington. I think it's going to be a test of patience. This is going to be a pretty lengthy race.
Yeah, just the key tonight, I think, is going to be to pace yourself and just not burn up your tires. Don't get into too big of a hurry to get up to the front, and save your tires and just stay out of trouble. Track's narrow, not a whole lot of passing opportunities that don't present a challenge of either hitting a wall or brushing up against another car or something. So pace car's getting ready to duck on off, so here we go.
Here we go. The Lady in Black, Darlington, South Carolina. home of the Southern 500. And here we go. And on the SPP version here, Herman Race. Can he conclude the regular season on a high note? We will find out here. We are green flag racing for the final time in the regular season for the 2025 HOBO Cup season.
Herman's gets clear of the 029. Gets out to the lead and will take command and lead this first lap here.
Cadillac in very familiar territory there out front. Kodian up to second. How about that? And that My Four Sons number 13. Beautiful Camaro on the Gen 6 body. Gen 6 BR15, of course, that is the mod that these guys run here. Jeff Stakane is currently 4th, Steve Grant 5th. Watch for him to be potentially a factor in this race. Woohoo!
A battle for the lead.
And Harry Kodian able to take that one. I am having all kinds of issues hitting the right buttons here, and I know why. It's because I can't see them. I'm going to turn on the light here. There we go. This is why I always say this is one of the more amateurish streams that you'll ever see. We just fly by the seat of our pants here. And how about that for Harry?
Still better than no stream, though.
Hey, evidently, anyone that is having me broadcast for them thinks so as well. So, means a lot, as I always mention. I don't know how I'm able to pull it off, but hey, it's thanks to faith that these guys have in me and a good bit of help along the way. As I always mention, Zach Rogers, Blake Warren was a big help. Of course, Blaine at TarnationTV continues to help me out. Heck was able to help me figure out how to properly format the lap counter there. Oh, goodness, Harry! What a save! Oh, this is going to stack up the whole field here as Herman just let him keep the lead. But that was almost a moment off two.
Yeah, Herman thought better going in there turn 3 side by side.
It looked like Harry blipped it a couple times. He may have been thinking about letting Herman have it, but Herman said, "No, you're good." There have been a lot of guys that have almost washed out off of 4, especially turn 4. Seems like it might be the trouble spot. I think, yeah, we are slowing.
Under caution. Looks like the 49 is off the pace and damaged. It looks like.
Yeah, damage on the left side there. That's not what you want to see.
Well, I got scared there for a second because I was following Herman and his car just kind of got stuck at about 160 miles an hour. I thought maybe he had some engine issue or something, and then I saw the caution light flashing. Sorry,
way there. Irv just loses it there in 3 and 4. Collects Napic, but it looks like Napic was able to hold on to it. Yeah, that's how he got all that left side damage. Thankfully, not too large of a hit there. Of course, realistic damage. I think that will be affecting the aero of that car throughout the night, but should be able to get it fixed and should be good to go for the rest of this one. But tough break for the 49 early in the going. But now here we go. We're already seeing a mixed bag strategy here on just the 7th lap, coming to the 8th lap. KJ, Steve Grant, Keith McLean are in. Wiley King and Jason San Diego among the initial top 10 there that are coming in. So this top 10 is pretty much split as far as the strategy is going to go. But with this track being so hard to pass on, is this the play? But I guess we'll find out.
And you get some of these versions of these track where 5 or 6 laps on a set of tires makes a huge difference. So these guys coming in after 8 laps and getting some new tires could be quite a difference between them and the guys that stayed out and didn't take tires.
Looks like it's only going to be about let's see, it's 5, 6, 7. Looks like about 7 cars that have stayed out thus far. From Harry Cody and back to Dan Rubino there in that 44, that black machine that you see just behind KJ. Apparently, the game is actually going to let KJ have that spot. KJ did only take 2 tires. There was a good few 2-tire calls there. And Steve Grant will be the first on 4. Now KJ will drop back behind the 44 for the time being. Smith looks like he's voluntarily bringing it in. That's another thing to keep an eye out for is with how far in the corner the entrance of pit lane is. You have to slow down so much to avoid getting a black flag by accidentally passing someone. It's kind of one of the weird
And
quirks of this track.
yes, and not only that, but it comes to a point where you do have to make a green flag pit stop. I've been in numerous Darlington races where there's green flag pit stops, and it seems like almost every round of pit stops, 2 or 3 guys will miss the pit lane entry. 1 or 2 of them will spin out. It's very, very difficult to get down there and get slowed down and keep it together.
I'm guessing that generally the preferred method will just be saying playing the safe call and just pitting off of 3 pretty much.
Yeah, and especially with this larger field, 20, 23 cars or so, that's probably what I would do. Yeah, you might lose a little bit of time, but uh, I would rather lose a couple tenths than spin out and lose 10 or 15 spots.
Hey, totally understandable there. So, with
And
the pace car out here, sorry, go ahead. You can go ahead. What were you going to say?
I'm not sure.
It's all good.
Forget. But now you did mention trick link earlier.
Oh,
This is something we can tell the viewers. So
oh, this was
I had
funny.
I had all the information to get signed on to the stream and the server earlier. The only thing I didn't have was this particular version of the track. I didn't know which track version it was. So I sent Andrew a message. I said, I think I got everything. I just need the track. So he sends me a link and he says, this is the trick link. And I thought that was hilarious. And I'm like, okay, but that seems kind of risky though, but maybe it's worth it. And sure enough, he sent me the dang wrong track.
I sent the '08 version instead of the 60th anniversary version because I just saw 60 and for some reason thought that I meant, oh, this is a version from like a 1960 version or something. It's like, oh, that's definitely not what I want. Little did I know that Trick Link indeed was correct. It was not a virus.
Yeah, it was obvious.
It was merely a gotcha moment.
Yeah, it was both a misspelling and an actual trick. So good job.
I'm
Proud
going
of
to
you for
fix
that
one
one.
thing. I'm going to fix one thing here really quick with the lap counter here, which I just noticed
Looks
isn't
like
wide enough.
the 051 fell out with a wheel issue, so maybe he
Oh.
bent a rim or something. There's a pothole in the track somewhere.
Like I said, we're doing it live. Oh goodness! Come on, darn it!
Okay, I stole that bit from Blaine. Him and I did a broadcast. The same thing. Somebody fell out with a wheel, and that's what he said.
Well, we'll have to come back to that because we're about to go green, and it is not lap 10 of 11. I'm once again going to fix that. We're doing it live. It's always what we say.
All right, there's the green flag.
Harry Cody and Lane M2, the green flag, lap 11 of 111. Harry, Herman, Jeff Cicanis up to third, Ricky Bumbleau fourth, and Fugate the top 5. Everyone's starting to already kind of spread out here and try and mind their P's and Q's, but this is going to be tough for KJ to try to safely find a way around the 44. Oh,
Oh, look
goodness,
at
if he
the
doesn't do that!
112 that hit the wall, and he is smoking very bad. Major damage to the 112 car.
Oh,
Looks like
my goodness,
20,
you are not kidding.
25 also.
A lot of damage. Oh, Ken Hansen with damage.
Not quite sure what happened. I just was flipping through the cars and saw the 112 against the wall with a huge trail of smoke. We'll have
Let's
to
take a look.
go back and take a look, see what happened.
Goes into the corner, starts to lose it, and then
Looks like
just
this.
chain reaction. Wow. He got walloped a couple times there, and yeah, there's the spin for Ron Simpson. Yeah, that's how Ken got his damage. And yeah, it was those impacts that unfortunately may take the 112 Eddie Rayleigh out of this race early in the going. That was
And
also a
that's
DJ behind.
yeah, and that's what we were talking about earlier with just this track being so narrow and just things happening in a hurry. You saw what happened. Looks like the '07 got out of shape a little bit, and the 112 checked up, and it just everybody ran out of room and just created a huge melee. Nothing that anybody did wrong. It's just nature of the beast, unfortunately.
Nature of a very slippery Darlington, and isn't that a pretty frequent case where you'll have someone check up in front of you, or you have to check up for just whatever, and that sudden checkup is just going to make the car want to just step out on you in an instant.
Yeah, and that looks exactly what happened. It looks like when the '07 checked up a little bit, the 112 came flying in there, taking his normal line, and he had to get out of the gas so quick that when he did, it's just that transfer of all the weight just made the car step out, and uh, that was it after that.
And that sucks. So we're still trying to fix this lap counter. So apologies, everybody. Just bear with me here while I sort this out. Because apparently I made the box too narrow, and all you see is two digits of the digit number there. And now I can't remember if it's Alt, Control, or Shift that I have to hit. Oh, there we go. It was Alt. Okay. All right. And now we'll recenter this. There we go. All right. Huzzah! Problem solved. Between trick links and lap counter getting cut off. That's why
Yeah,
FRN, Tarnation, and JGN are the big boys.
he just got too much going on tonight.
Had too much going on these last several days. But hey, round fun. We're here to hang out, watch a race. That's what we're here for, ultimately. Sound fun.
And
Oh,
look, anytime that there's an online NASCAR 2003 race, that's good.
bringing it to the masses, and something that even these racers can go back and watch and have some fun with. Something that just reminds us that hey, this game is still well and truly kicking with a very, very healthy community. Shout out to Francis there in the chat there from CCR.
Yeah, and who would have ever thought back in 2003 when this game came out that we would still be playing it 20 plus years later with all these different mods and tracks and car sets, and still all these online leagues, and shoot, we've even got people broadcasting it now. That's just amazing.
I mean, I remember some of the let's see, some of the other broadcasters. I think it was Full Velocity at one point, and darn it, there was another. Man, that's gonna drive me crazy. But yep, in the modern day, it's FRN, JTN, Tarnation, really, really taken off. Shout out to Blaine there. Bulldog Speed, our man Zach Rogers. He's been doing a handful of races of his own, as well as, of course, helping out over here. You guys will be hearing his voice for the full chase here for HOBO. So we appreciate him jumping on board for that. It's going to be some good stuff, and that chase is going to be kicking off at the Milwaukee Mile. And I'm pretty sure I heard these guys say they have never, ever raced there before in this league, so that's going to be something different. The heck do you tune for a track like that? That will be the $1 million question.
It's a great track, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a flat track, so it doesn't exactly agree with me.
No, and I'm surprised at how many guys don't like the flat tracks. Me personally, I love the flat tracks, but anytime that you go somewhere new, I always like that. And in our league, we run a series that runs just a wide variety of different tracks that hardly ever get ran, and it makes for a challenge as we get ready to go back to green here.
Here we go. Top five, pretty much the same here. Oh, a nice restart there from Herman, but he's going to back out of it for now. I do believe that the series that Chris is talking about there is the Jet series over at SMO. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but that's a good place to be, especially if you want to see some very, very unique and seldom used racetracks for online. That's the place to do it.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Something that. Ooh.
everybody hit the wall. Well, Darlington Stripe, you got to get it or else you ain't trying.
Oh, 31 was way sideways coming off of turn 2 there.
Boy, if you're getting that sideways off of 2, that makes me nervous for 4. Turn 4 is definitely the trouble spot just from what we've been seeing. Oh, like Herman right there. Not believe how many times we've seen guys catching it down there on the far inside, trying to prevent that thing from spinning around. And so far, a good chunk of these guys have been successful, but all it takes is one. Really, still out there. It's impressive. And checking through the field here. They calm manner. They are checking up here behind Jeff Sakanis. I think he may have had a moment. And McDaddy's going to get by his good friend and teammate KJ. Your Bumble running 4th right now. Excellent run thus far for that 85. That 31 needs some wedge. Let me tell you what. Oh boy, he is dancing on the edge of disaster. Oh, so is Keith.
He really looks like he's fighting an ill-handling car right now.
Hugate takes a peek there, but thinks better of it. They got a row of 3 Dodges here. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Top 2 pretty much pulling away on their own accord right now, and a little bit of a gap between them. Battle right now is pretty much Jeff Stakanis on back. They're all just giving him some grace at the moment. But I feel like he's only one nasty moment away from this getting ugly as they're putting the 112 a lap down. Can't believe that 112 is even still going. See how long that engine lasts.
Yeah, it's never fun to be out there when you're damaged real bad like that and so far off the pace, but sometimes you just have to stick it out and maybe hope that you can pick up a few spots through attrition.
Keith with a little wiggle there, but Eddie Rayleigh does at least have the the knowledge he will be in the chase. He's got the 2 wins this season. He is top 10 in points, so he's got that pretty much locked up. Checking back at the tail end of the top 10 here, we got the Speedland boys, Steve Grant, Wiley King, and Jason San Diego there, another Speedland sponsored car there. That is 9th, 10th, and 11th. Steve Grant, despite the, and I keep saying this, it's King consistency, despite the fact that even a couple races haven't gone his way, looking at Fontana primarily, but he is still holding on to that runner-up position in the point standings. And you just look at the different avenues of how Herman Reese and Steve Grant are first and second in points. Obviously, Herman has a way massive point lead, but Steve has not been passed for second in points in a long time. And I do believe that the third in points right now is the guy that's right in front of him, and that's Ryan Johnson, albeit only 34 behind him or something in that ballpark there. So I will always shout out Steve just for being the man of consistency, the man of keeping it out of trouble, and anytime that he is in trouble, it's almost never his fault. So props to that Pontiac. And we'll see if he can maybe try for the Darlington sweep. We saw Herman Reese get the Daytona sweep. Steve could get the Darlington sweep. Hopefully it'll be in less dramatic fashion this time, as caution, I do believe, is out once again.
Yeah, and just as you were talking a minute ago, Herman reassumed the lead. I think about 2 laps ago. It looks like Dan Rubino's got some engine issues or something. He's smoking really bad in the pit lane.
That is not what you want to see there. And coming off of turn number 2, lap 25. And the magic smoke has exited the engine, and it ain't gonna work no more. Exited. That is the proper way to say that. Yeah, I noticed that as we were cycling back there at Herman retook the lead. Let's see if we can actually go ahead and, while we're under yellow here, get a replay of how he did so. Lap 23 coming to lap 24.
Yeah, it looks like just from the replay, midway down the back straightaway, it looked like Bino's engine just expired.
The old rando, as there was the pass for the lead there a couple laps ago. And now I'm sure everybody's going to be pitting this time. Certainly looks like it. Oh my goodness gracious, Andrew. English.
Certainly.
Certainly. I can't type properly and I can't speak properly. It all correlates. Ooh. My goodness, something's up with Herman. What happened there?
Yeah, that was a very lengthy pit stop.
That was really long. Up to fix the damage, maybe? If you get side damage, especially on realistic, they're going to be pounding on that for a while. And I can only assume that that's what happened there. He's going to be... Holy moly, he's going to be deep.
Well, the good thing is that it's still very early in the race, and there's plenty of time. He can make up all that ground, so it's not like it happened towards the end of the race. So I think he'll be able to bounce back from it.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm going to be a bit mired back in traffic, so you have to just mind the P's and Q's for the time being. Here's something interesting that I will point out as well. Harry Kodian has already, by leading several laps there, and I do not believe that Ken Hansen has led anything. So he's already cut that 30 points down by at least 5 points, I do believe, with this point system. It's about what it is. So with Harry running where he is, and now Randy Smith has also gotten a lap led under caution here. Kind of throwing the Hail Mary at that one. And there's Ken Hansen on pit road at the moment. So I'll tell you what, this battle for the top 12 could prove to be a little hotter than we thought. if this continues.
Well, and especially if one of those guys, 13th to 20th in points, ekes out a win tonight.
And I mentioned it at the onset. That number 13 is due. That's what some of these guys are telling me here. Some of the other racers, but also just from the performances that I've seen from him. Really looking back to like Iowa, he has had some incredible runs, and there were definitely points like mid-season where he had some things not go his way with, I think, his video card going out on him. So he's been looking very, very strong. Obviously, I'm going to knock on this desk that's right next to me because announcer's jinx is very much a real thing. These guys have been saying that he's due for a win. He is winless this season. He could easily find himself in the battle for the championship with a win here tonight. Or even if he just keeps running the way that he is, he could just point his way in. And then we'll
Yeah, and
get to the
sometimes
2004 style
sometimes
chase. Sorry.
sometimes that's all it takes is a couple good runs towards the end of a regular season, get hot there when the postseason starts, and shoot, before you know it, you're looking like Tony Stewart in 2011.
It's just at the right time. That is what it boils down to. He will be the race leader here for this restart. Jeff Stakanis will now be in second. Keith McLean third. Fugate and KJ the top five. Urban Race. Goodness gracious. I do believe that will be 14th. He's going to have his work cut out for him. But like you said, Chris, there's a long, long way to go. So just be patient with it. But I know Herman. That's exactly what he's going to do. He is not going to rock the boat. He's just going to let this thing play out. We're only on lap 29, coming to lap 30. There's our man Zach in the chat there. What's up, my man? Over there kicking butt over at the Fast Racing League. Worth pointing out, we'll be bringing coverage of their Portland race on the 14th. That broadcast will be coming to you after I get a nice healthy dose of nitromethane at the drag races. Coming to the restart. 13, Harry Codian out in front here. And he will get them back going here, lap number 30. With the 31, his inverse right behind him there. With a run, too. That looks like he's going to play it safe there for the time being. Mac Daddy up into third place. Highest we've seen at 28 so far. Good for another big win this season. As though there's that looseness from the 31. He's just going to play it safe.
It looks to me like he's got his car set up where it's very loose on the first few laps of a run, and then it comes in after that. And that's generally speaking, at least for myself, that's how I like my cars to be set up. A little loose on the start, give it a few laps, let the tires warm up, and then it handles great after that.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Can't stand having a tight race car. But I know a thing or two about Keith and KJ. Those are the kind of setups that they really gravitate toward. If anything, I'm surprised that they haven't been the ones that we've been seeing the most squirrely. I mean, then again, we've seen a little bit of shakiness out of just about everybody at some point or another. Shout out to Fugate here running fourth at the moment. As we've seen that sun drop machine so far. Had a good run at Fontana. And looking to possibly get another speedway. A good run here on a speedway. AJ 5th. Ricky Bumalo still holding on to 6th. Doing pretty well there. Ryan Johnson, Steve Grant, Jason San Diego, Wiley King. currently the top 10. Herman Reese still 13th as they run.
Looks like Harry's got a pretty decent lead now, to about a second.
Bumbling with a bit of a moment there. He's going to get passed by both Johnson and Grant. I'll move both those guys up one position each. And yeah, with Harry pulling away there, just kind of based on what we're seeing, I'm sure that that's just 31 kind of not really having the short run car. But in the long run, seems like that 13, we'll see if he ends up falling off at all. Because Herman was able to take the race lead away from him just prior to that yellow flag. So see how long this run will last, and if the different momentum changes could end up coming into play as far as who's got the best short run, long run, and intermediate run car. Yes, that is definitely a thing, as I found out at Fontana this past Sunday night. But
Well,
we won't talk about that.
if it makes you feel any better, I got snookered by Dennis again. So.
Well, Dennis and his magical fuel-saving abilities.
Look, you and him have them 2 mile tracks figured out. Me, if you guys don't show up, then yeah. But I'm not the biggest fan of the 2 mile tracks.
I can tell that you and I are kind of the inverse there. You enjoy those flat tracks. I do not. I love the big tracks and the Dover, like Dover and some of the higher banked ones, and that might not quite be your forte. And hey, everybody kind of has their different deals, and I know where mine are, and I know where I absolutely suck.
Well, having grown up only about 20 minutes from Dover, that's probably my favorite track. I've probably ran 20,000 laps as we're under caution.
Ooh, this may be for the 112 blown up. I see him coming down pit road in a hurry.
Yep,
And I'm not seeing anything else.
And his dash tachometer is on 0, so that's not a good sign.
Yep.
Camshaft.
It went off at 2. Boy, that's twice now we've seen an engine blow up off at 2, but I hate to admit it, but considering the shape that motor was in after that crash earlier, I kind of saw that coming. You can only run so long like that before things are going to go kablooey. I was surprised it lasted as long as it did. It was like 20 plus laps. Like everybody's going to be coming back in once again. And do we see some strategy this time? 2 tires, anybody? Let's find out here. Although, boy, this is literally everybody. Except Randy Smith. And Ken Hansen. Fancy that. Ken trying to maybe get that lap lead bonus. And kind of negate the bonus that both Harry and Randy now have. Oh, look out. Harry and Jeff almost making... Actually, they did make contact. Almost got pit maneuvered into the pit wall. And look like it'll be a 4-tire all around here for everybody. Oh, it's going to be tight. Oh. Jeff,
like
get
31?
him.
See how the game scores it, but it looked like the 31 came out ahead.
I think so too, and it looks like that will be the case. New leader.
Be interesting to see what he can do on the restarts now with that loose car.
Yeah. Oof, this could get dicey. 2-time winner of the season in his own right, Jeff Stacanis, winner at, I do believe, the first Atlanta race. And then back up Papyrus. Who remembers Papyrus? That was a heck of a race there. Winless ever since. But still quietly running very well. Top 5 in points. Still has yet to finish any race this season in positions 6th through 10th. It's hilarious. And I would continue to throw that stat out because it's hilarious. And Ken Hansen will stay out here, and kind of as I thought, we'll be negating the lap lead gain there by both Harry and Randy Smith.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of bamboozled Jeff behind him.
Yeah, I think Randy was trying to bamboozle him, but it did not work out, and that will. Oh no, he didn't lead the lap.
Yeah, he'll have to see maybe if he can. I think if you get down pit road before the car behind you passes you, they can cross the stripe ahead of them just because it's a little shorter distance.
And Hansen looking to trying to make the postseason. He's had some definite glimpses of speed, but has also had his fair share of downs and some not so good luck for that number 94. Does have a pole this season, and that came, fancy this, at the first Darlington race. And of course, kind of as we were saying before, the qualifying battle has been dominated by Caleb Lingle, Herman Reese, and Keith McLean. But the guys that kind of spoiled that party were Ken Hansen, and I do believe Wiley King also has a pole this season. Speaking of Caleb, I don't think he took the green. Now that I'm thinking about it, let me take a look here. Yeah, no, he didn't. So Caleb got in and I guess had something going on and not participating here tonight, so that's why he didn't set a lap. I was thinking about that. And then I realized, man, where's that 113? I haven't mentioned him at all, and well, that's why.
Yeah, it
So,
looks like the 047 didn't turn a lap either. I don't know what his issue was.
yeah, he's just lazy.
That seems like it. 753 also. I don't know
No,
what kind of number that is either.
I mean, let's be real here. That 753 would have been on pole easily.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably
what did,
half a second quicker than everybody.
I was gonna say, what did Herman run? Like a 28.2, 27.2, whatever it was?
Oh yeah, it was a blistering lap.
And the seventh, yeah, that Aiken guy, he probably would have run an 0.0.
Now qualifying's not necessarily my strongest suit. I mean, I qualify top 5 usually, but as far as putting it on the front row, that's kind of hit or miss.
Because we're gonna
But
be.
I'd rather finish first than start first. So
I'm right with you there. I am right there with you.
all the times I get disappointed when I set the fastest lap in qualifying, and then 2 or 3 seconds later somebody bumps me from the top spot. I get a little discouraged for a second. I'm like, wait, it's no big deal.
Just qualifying.
Go out, win the race. That's all that matters. The winning the pole doesn't mean anything except for on the point standings where it says who has how many poles. Then it doesn't count towards anything. So here we go.
You can have as many poles as a darn beam bridge, and it don't matter if you got those W's. That is a very good pun. I am very proud of that as we are coming to the green flag here. Ken Hansen will lead them back, but I feel like he's going to be dropping back here. And yep, he's going to the inside. That's a voluntary move. He just wanted those laps led. But now, as you said, how's Jeff going to do out front here with that loose race car? Oh boy. There's the wiggle. Everybody playing it safe behind him. Keith McLean, KJ, third and fourth. And Harry, don't hit him.
Goodness.
Oh, he gets him
gracious.
loose. Gets himself loose. Keith for
Here
the
comes
lead.
28 for the lead.
Danny going to take it. Jeff has to hold on and is going to slip to fourth.
And again, that's just a testament to just how quick things can just turn completely around here. All you saw was just a little bobble, and they made slight contact, and 31 went from leading the race to back and forth now.
And for the first time tonight, Mac Daddy to the point. A couple of silver arrows up here in the top two. It almost looks like Formula One back in 2014, 2015. Those Mercedes cars. But Harry, man, he's got this short run car dialed in. He is right on the tail of this 28. Whether that's going to pay dividends for him long term or not, we'll have to find out. It depends on the cautions, but man, he is looking very, very good if he can get a short burst going here. He is all over the tail of the 28. 28, though, remaining defiant and holding on to the lead for the time being. AJ Cicanis Fugate, the top 5 at the moment. And then Steve Grant, 6th. Ricky Bumbalo, 7th. Ryan Johnson, Wiley King, Jason San Diego, the top 10. Herman Reese, 11th. As they run. And to those wondering how the lone Rubino left in this race is doing, I saw him just behind Herman there in 12th. I know they're watching. I know they're out there. It's Harry with his personal best of the race. I wonder if that might be the fastest lap, actually. And it is. 27.563. Not too far off of the pole time, actually, which was a 0.2, I do believe. It goes a couple thousandths faster. Let's see if he's gonna maybe take a peek off of 2. Yep, Keith says, yep, there you go. Have at it.
Yeah, that's
Good move
probably
there.
the smart thing to do. He wants it that bad. Just let him have it.
He saw what he did to Jeff earlier and went, oh, nope, no part of that. Get me out of here. And we'll let him have that spot. Harry Codian back to the point. Beautiful. As I mentioned earlier, a beautiful Camaro. The M4S, My Four Sons installations. There's, of course, Harry's business. Appreciate Harry helping to chip in for this season, and a lot of guys that have helped to chip in for this season, including the guys at Speedland. I believe Troy Donahue helped pitch in for some races. Ryan Johnson as well. If I'm missing anybody, I do apologize. All I know is that this has been a team effort from everyone here at HOBO, and I, once again, will remain humble and grateful for every single moment that I get to do this.
We're 3 wide down the front straightaway a second ago.
Huh? That's nerve-wracking.
Like the 78, the 95, and the 85 were took it 3 wide actually towards the end of the straightaway going into 1.
85 slipping here a little bit, just fell to 10th after getting passed by the 22. Gonna clean those so far with 3 wide Darlington. You never want to see that in a million years. Well, except for us up here in the booth, then it's entertaining. When you're down there, not so much.
No, being a part of that on the track is very nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking up here in the booth too.
And even being side by side at this track for any extended period of time just makes you go, ugh. Ain't no room to. There's no room for error whatsoever. Heck, there's barely enough room for error, even just being single wide.
Yeah, and generally myself, anytime that I run Darlington, if there's somebody that is putting pressure on me and wants to get around, I'll pull over and let them go. There's no point in trying to put up a fight and losing time or potentially getting in the wall or worse. Obviously, when it gets down to the closing portion of the
KJ.
race.
Oh, KJ's freaking! He's
Oh no, big
over
one.
almost! He gets
Oh
into
no.
Stacanus hard on the outside.
That's not good for the 31. He hit the wall with the back end very hard.
Well, bobble off a 2 is going to send the Stella Artois machine for a wild ride at the halfway point.
They can get
Yeah.
it fixed, but I just don't think it's going to be quite up to speed. Unfortunately, the rear end damage like that will always slow you down.
Yeah, we thought he was loose earlier. Oh, all he just tapped the wall, and Jeff kind of ended up in no man's land and ends up getting into KJ, and around they go. Of course, we had our eyes on KJ that whole time. We'll get a look at the 31 and the impact that he's going to end up taking here. I thought that 29 was about to go for a tumble. Following the 31 this time, and right into the where the ball's more at a diagonal there. Eek. That's
Okay, well,
about all you want
31's,
there.
looks like he's going to end his stop early so he didn't go a lap down. Probably come back in the next time around and have the crew guys beat on it a little bit more, see if they can get it straightened out the best that they can. That's a tough break. Very unfortunate. Very very fast car.
Third and fourth in the race. We're on board for Jeff. There's the hit. There's kind of that weird spot. Jess gets into him. And man, he would have been in way better shape if he somehow managed to clip that wall where kind of the old backstretch pit lane was. Probably would have been relatively okay, but fortunately, the back end's going to take the entire brunt of that impact. Of course, also a very hard side impact for KJ, may leave him in rough shape. Check back live here. Pit stops appear to have just completed. Harry Kodian continues to lead, although Fugate manages to get himself up into P2. Well, then again, that's also because two guys in front of him just wrecked. Mac Daddy now third. Then it looks like Wiley King and Ryan Johnson will be the top 5. Herman Reese up to 6th. San Diego, Bumbaloo, Branch, Rubino, and I think Ron Simpson will be the top 10, it looks like. Assuming things continue to roll as they are, but now officially into the second half of this race. And if that just proved anything, what we just saw, it's that even the top dogs, or who you may consider the top dogs, can get bid out by even just the smallest of mistakes. That's all it takes. Especially at a track like this.
Yeah, there's not really any room for error on a track such as Darlington, with it being so fast and so narrow. I've said it probably 3 or 4 times tonight, but things happen so fast and in a hurry that there's nothing you can do. Unfortunately, the 31 found that out and tried to avoid the KJ. KJ got in the wall and I just couldn't quite make it past him, and all heck broke loose. Unfortunately, it's terrible for both of them, but it's just part of it.
It's just the nature of racing and just the split-second decisions that you have to make. And I won't lie, I credit this game for, I feel like, actually making me like more responsive just to things in general. I feel like my reaction times have improved, and even just being able to anticipate certain things, and even like some problem solving when it comes to strategy. It's
The reflexes aren't quite cat-like yet, though. No.
No. I definitely am no. I'm definitely no real life NASCAR driver. That. Oh man, if anybody has ever seen any videos of like some of the drills that they do for reaction times for any race driver, it's pretty crazy to watch what they're able to do. And I can only ever dream of being that good.
Yeah, I hear you. A, a lot. It's not so much I have really quick reflexes, which my reflexes have gotten a whole lot better over the years of running so many races, but it's more a lot of it has to do with just kind of reading what's going on around you, kind of anticipating what's going to happen. Hey, those two cars up there are side by side. They've been side by side for the last 3 or 4 laps. They're getting antsy. Something's getting ready to happen. I need to be prepared.
Yep. And nowhere is that more true than Daytona or Talladega. We're going to be putting that test on as I'm hoping to run RTG on Thursday night. I still gotta get I gotta get an IndyCar painted though. I gotta get out to uh, SMO and try that out. I have not run PGA physics in oh geez. I think since Zach, if you're still watching, I think since your I, I, what was it? ICR? Is that what that one mod is that Armory Digital made?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, yeah, and I know that there was a series that Zach was putting on, and he ran PTA physics with those things. It was pretty cool. Felt like you were driving a touring car, but or not touring car, but more like a hypercar. But green flag back in here, regardless of me talking about myself all the time. Harry Codian continues to lead ahead of Fugate, McLean, King, and Ryan Johnson. Toward the front, we've seen Fugate so far. Can he maybe challenge that 13 here in the long run? Ain't nobody challenging him in the short run, as we've said. We're gonna have 50 laps to go next time around. And the King under a little bit of pressure there from the 78 Buffalo Wild Wings car that we always have to call out because that thing is just so beautiful. And ooh, that's a lot of smoke. No yellow though. So just kind of based on the pattern and kind of what I'm looking at right now, I do believe that was Rich Napick that spun off 4, hit the inside wall, but never fully went
Yeah,
around.
his car was pretty beat up, much more so than just a second ago.
No yellow flag. We race on. Harry continuing to lead here. He's going to be knocking on the door, getting most laps led here. And let me tell you, most laps led gets you some big points. You may even, like, if you finish, like, 7th, and yet you led the most laps, you might as well be getting 5th place points. Essentially, it's like the equivalent. So, this could be big for Harry. And Ken Hansen continues to run pretty poorly. He's running 18th. I think he even just got a free pass there that last time by. Well, was it hit there for the 6? But I don't know. This chase is still very much up for grabs there for the 13. Randy Smith running 16th. So, he's not quite in a position as of yet to challenge for that. Check it back up front here. Everything is not status quo. Goodness, we've missed another pass for the lead. Fugate to the point. For now.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to go check on it myself, and I noticed that the yellow car was out front. So we'll have to figure out what happened there. But it looks like he's under pressure from Harry to retake the lead once again.
Ooh, I think it's gonna.
Oh, and
Yellow.
28 just bounced the wall pretty good coming off the turn 4 there too.
The King had to take a point in action, but it's not gonna matter as we're
Oh,
under yellow. Oh boy.
looks like uh, Steve and Irv Johnson.
We got a big miss there off of 4. Calamity corner. Let's see what happens. Oh, goodness, he flipped. Following Steve Rubino, he run 10th. Loses it on his own. Slight hit there from Ron Simpson. Just those two involved. And then, whoa, DJ, goodness gracious. And then the other Johnson just pile drives it. I don't know how well that's going to go over.
Oh my goodness! But that the 77 to DJ, that's probably the move of the race right there. Sneaking by
He
that
missed
one.
him.
That was a heck of a miss there. That was a great job.
Props to him, despite going in there with quite the head of steam. Unfortunately, the other Johnston was not quite so fortunate. KJ getting by him, and God, he flew in there. Holy cow, that is.
Well, I thought when
That's
I
a
went back
hit.
and looked at the replay that all that spinning and flipping was from the 77 coming in there so fast, but the 77 didn't hit anything. That's amazing.
Watch this. Just, gain some spots out of that, and then, golly.
Yeah, Daryl. I wasn't trying to call you out or anything. It's just that you anticipated it correctly, like we were just talking about. He just
He picked
flew
his
in
line
there
and
and
he went with it, yeah.
jammed the
Unfortunately,
brakes,
Irv, not so much.
he jammed the brakes at the last second and got through scot free.
Ooh, baby. It's been a rough season for both the Johnston boys, admittedly. But yeah, I'm with you. While one of them paid for it, the other one with a phenomenal move. Good to see that that Valvoline scheme. Actually, it's not Valvoline, it's Goodwrench. What am I talking about?
Well, it's a Valvoline scheme with good wrench on it.
TarnationTV said that he double-clicked thumbs down and clicked thumbs up once, as a tradition. Well, I thank you. I appreciate that. Also, wait, Maverick's not racing tonight? Oh. No? Appreciate you coming by, Blaine. Just appreciate Mr. Aiken up here in the booth with me. Putting up with my apparently dyslexic butt, but you know what? That's okay.
There's been a lot of tomfoolery tonight, trying to do some trickery-do, and
It all started with the trick link, and then you just knew it was going downhill from there.
I'll get you back one of these days.
Oh, I'm scared. Oh, next Tuesday, Atlanta. Okay, gotcha. It's as I always say. Anytime that it's both Maverick Night and Hobo Night, you got to have 2 tabs open. One with Hobo and my stream, and then the other with Blaine's stream. And with Atlanta being next week, boy, that's going to be a good one. Because we got Milwaukee for these guys. Very unique track that they have not run before. So that's going to be a pretty darn good night of racing. I'm telling you about Tuesday night is always a very busy night in the world of NR 2003. I keep mentioning it. Both Maverick and Hobo are running. Got BPNR running. I'm pretty sure that Talladega Nights got one of their series going. You've easily got more than 100 people racing at this very moment.
It sounds like what you need to do when you have both of those tabs open, watching both of the live streams at the same time, is to watch the video on one with the sound muted, and then watch the other one with just turn the sound on and play the sound to the other one that's just playing the video.
You'll go radio style on one and visual on the other. I like it.
Or you just play both of them with the sound on at the same time, and it might sound like one of those foreign race broadcasts.
Sound like a Japanese broadcast. Just a whole lot happening all at once.
You don't hear anything, and the only thing you recognize is when they say one of the drivers' names.
And then all of a sudden, my voice and Blaine's voice just somehow merge into one, and we both just start talking perfectly in sync because then our universe said so. I am Blaine, and Blaine is me. We are Blandrew. This is way
You
too
say,
much tomfoolery.
did you say Blandrew?
Blandrew. This is probably the second most tomfoolery we've had in a broadcast so far. The first was the first Richmond race when I had Josh Mercurio in here. That was a hoot.
Yeah, Mercurio's an interesting guy.
We had a good time that night. And hey, I'm going to keep the tomfoolery going by saying that we are coming to the conclusion of the best lap of the race.
Nice.
He knew. Fugate leading him to the green flag here once again, as we are getting well deep into the second half of this race. And don't look now. Herman's back to third, as we are back to racing here. Chris, you called it. He was patient, and there he is.
Yeah, with these little bit longer races, I think that's just what you need to do. Is there's no point, and you're already leading the points. Your points lead's going to be erased after tonight. You might as well just go out and.
Oh,
you might as well
goodness.
just.
Sorry. It looked like things were
No.
going to get really sketchy there.
Yeah, there was a lot going on in the back there.
Yellow again. Oh, my. Big trouble front stretch. Napick and Sakanis.
Oh, and they're still wrecking on the backstretch. Looks like the 25 and the 10 got together when they slowed down.
You are right. Let's take a look at that first. Yeah, Ron is right on the tail of the 10. And, oh, yeah, sudden checkup. Oh, Ron. Ugh. Alright, not too bad of a hit. I think he'll be okay. Some buckling, but Ron Simpson's been banged around a few times tonight. Let's see what happened to Napick. Just ahead of KJ. And, oh, turn 4 bites another one. Kent Hansen with a lucky escape. Jeff Sakanis, not so much.
Yeah, and he unfortunately found himself in a bad spot earlier, which is why he wound up back here and gets caught up in this one. It's just great night taking a really bad turn for the worse. Again, very, very unfortunate for that 31.
Oof. Didn't even really clobber him either. He just barely caught the back end. I think Napick's day is going to be done. I wouldn't be surprised if Jeff says, alright, that's enough. He gets it rolling, though, so... Let's see. Let's see if he keeps it going. But old steak and eggs. Getting a little scrambled tonight, unfortunately.
Josh's eggs?
Ooh, that sounds good right about now.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to my sponsor, Josh's Eggs. Done, North Carolina. Ever in the area and need some eggs, just feel free to hit them up. They'll hook you up. There's some great eggs. I've had quite a few dozen of them, and they're great.
Now, this is a really dumb question, but did you actually go down there, or did you manage to somehow have them sent up here?
Okay, so this is the first time was when I still lived in Maryland, and I went to visit my mom down in North Carolina, and I made time to meet Josh. He was 2 hours away from where my mom was, so met him about halfway, and he brought some eggs. And for the next couple days when I was visiting my mom, I had eggs for breakfast, and they were they were great, best eggs that I've ever had. And um, a couple times after that, I moved to North Carolina for 2 years, and Josh and I would try and get together once or twice a year. And of course, him being my sponsor, he doesn't pay me money, but he pays me in eggs. And as we know, eggs are kind of like money now, so that's that's a good thing. But now that I'm back up north, and you know, I'm actually not very far from you, Andrew.
Very
Just
close.
yeah, very close. Um, I'll have to we'll have to see if we can get some eggs up here. I'll have to see if uh, if I take a trip down there, I'll bring you some back.
You're gonna want to take one of those refrigerated box trucks then, and you'll be in good shape.
Yeah, let's just heck, we'll just get a U-Haul truck and put a bunch of coolers in there.
I'll tell you what, you and I road trip down there. We'll surprise Josh and be like, "Hey, how much you selling? Or how much you got? We'll take your full stock."
I mean, I know where his egg farm is. We can just go there during the day when he's at school.
Oh, yeah. Leave the money on his doorstep. Just be like, "Thank you. You're good friends." And to anyone who was wondering who the heck we're talking about, y'all know Josh too. He's broadcasted a few of these with me. Awesome guy. I'm always just such a bright, positive presence. Seriously can say that Josh Chu is probably one of among my favorite people I have met in NR2003. And I don't say that lightly because I met a lot of amazing people, such as Mr. Aiken.
Well, I will say that, granted, now I've only met Josh maybe 5 or 6 times, but he is my best friend, and he says that I'm his best friend as well. So he's just all around great person, very has a great outlook on everything, is positive about everything. Um, he tries to put together all these community events, televised races and such. He really cares a lot about the community and everyone in it, and he's just a great person to have around in the community, and I hope he's here to stay for as long as the community still exists.
And at this rate, while it may not be in its heyday anymore, it's still going strong. I think we still got a ways to go with this. And shout out to our boy
And
Josh, and hopefully someday maybe I'll find myself meeting up with him because that would be awesome.
we'll have to see if we can't get him to come up north, because he's always trying to calm me into coming down south, and I'm tired of making that trip down there.
If he comes north, and knowing how close you and I are, that is guaranteed right there.
We'll have to talk him into it.
I think we'll find a way. At some point, though, just knowing how close you and I are, I think we got to make that happen too. That'd be cool.
Yeah, we'll figure something out here soon.
We're on lap
Ready?
76. Here we go. Fugate continuing to lead here. He is looking for win number 3 on the season. And here we go once again. We have not made it to green flag pit stops yet, but if this run does somehow go long enough, I do think they need to pit again. I think. I think that will be probably just outside the window by probably about 6-7 laps, if my
Oh,
estimate
we got
is
a big
correct.
crash on backstretch.
Oh, that didn't take long. Oh, that's Napick again. There's Johnston again. Randy Smith. Oh boy, that may take him out of the chase, Haunch. What has transpired here off of 2 this time? Oh, Napick. Oh my gosh, that car is like nothing left. Trying to get up to speed, and that car's just got nothing and just gets bumped. That collects 3 of them. Ken Hansen, very lucky escape. Kind of right in the thick of that, and did tap the wall, but I think he's going to be able to get away with that. Well, this could be an interesting shot. The wall cam off turn 2 here. But didn't quite catch it. I thought that it would catch the beginning of that spin there, but I was wrong. But, yeah, I think 49 just got. I didn't mean to do that, but I think got a little impatient.
It almost, pardon me, it almost looked like when the 6 was in front of the 49, the 6 shifted into fourth gear. When he did it, with all the damage, just bogged him up, and it was just a little bit of a hiccup. And I think, obviously, the 49 wasn't anticipating that. I don't think anybody necessarily did anything wrong there, but again, it's just part of it, unfortunately.
Yep. And holy mixed bag strategy, Batman. Oh my. Fugate and Kodian with 4 tires each. And Fugate beats Kodian out of there, but that's not the story. We've got ourselves a mixed bag strategy here. Herman Reese, fuel only. I do believe 2 tires for the 85, 78, and 77. And Steve Grant has stayed out outright. He is clutching hard. Could he be looking to make it? It was a strategy call that got him up front and into a potential position to win. First time out at Darlington, and he managed to hold off. Herman Reese had the save of the century to pull it off. I still say that is the moment of the year. You know what? That's what I should do. At the end of this season, I need to come up with like a top 10 moments from the HOBO season. Because I keep thinking back on those moments.
You talked about him earlier, but Caleb finally pulls on the track. They must have finally got that Ford running. I don't know. There must have been something that ailed it.
Oh. Caleb Lingle's on track.
I'm just kidding, but yeah, he finally joins the race.
I can't help but laugh.
Anybody that knows me knows that I'm a diehard Dutch guy and I don't like anything else. But Fords are okay. But everyone's always got a Ford joke, so that was mine.
Oh my gosh, Caleb Lingle is out on track. 77 laps down.
Yeah, I don't know that he might be able to make up 1 or 2 spots, but I don't think he's going to get much more than that.
I think the best that he'll get is going to be 20th. He may be able to get ahead of the 07. But oh my gosh, that is hilarious. I don't think in all of my years of racing in NR, and I say all of my years, I obviously haven't been doing it nearly as long as most guys. 2017 is when I started, but in that entire time, I don't think I've ever seen someone get into the race and manage to get on track this late. Hey, props to him. And I know Caleb, if he wasn't that many laps down, he would be fighting for that win. He has been very, very good this season. Aside from the one stretch of just the most awful of luck for a while, but oh boy.
Well, as it stands right now, he's the only one a lap down, so get another caution, he'll get a lap back.
Hey, who knows? Enough cautions. Could get back on the lead lap. Oh, actually, no. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Steve Grant stays out outright. Herman Reese in second. Ricky Bumbleau third. Those guys, pretty sure fuel only. Ryan Johnson and Daryl Johnston. DJ is going to be fifth. 4 tires on everybody behind him except for, is that Rob Heath in the top 10 all of a sudden? Holy topsy-turvy. I think this could get dangerous.
And, you know, we haven't really talked about Rob Heath tonight, but say what you want about his car, but I like his paint scheme the best out of any of them tonight. It's just very, very basic, but very old school looking. And I always love the look of an old school paint scheme on a modern car.
Oh, I'm right there with you. I've always said that this league's got some great paint schemes. I always love calling out the 94. I feel like, honestly, Ken's probably my favorite. And same would even go for Steve Grant, kind of a little retro-ish with the checkered flag on there. But here we go. This is taking 31 laps to go here at Darlington. Strategies all over the place. Guys in spots that they haven't been in all night. Fumble almost in the wall. It's about to get real.
Oh, we almost had a.
Oh, we are. There goes Bumbledo in the inside wall. They're crashing back there as well. Oh, my goodness gracious. Major impact.
Initial wreck was Wiley King got a little out of shape and caught it, and then came back off the wall and slammed into the door of somebody, and it shot him back up into the wall. And I thought that's what was going to wind up causing the caution, but there was something a little further up ahead, and then a secondary checking up.
Actually, three separate incidents here. We saw what happened to Bumbledo. Yeah, there's Wiley King. He bounces off of Heath. And then bounces off of his teammate. But keeps it straight. And I think Justin Candace lost it on his own from what I was seeing. And that's what actually causes this melee back here. Let me confirm that. Yeah, he wasn't even checking up. He just loses it in the middle of the corner. We'll get a look at it.
Yeah, there was a lot to look at there. I'll have to go back and make sure we catch everything.
There it is, and there he loses it. Collects Ron Simpson, Randy Smith. And Hansen snaking his way through there. Ron Simpson takes a major hit to the inside. And Jeff's bad Darlington luck here tonight as it continues to worsen, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's been in 3 incidents, and they've all been pretty big hits, unfortunately.
Yeah, props to him for keeping it going. But as they run right now, it's helping Steve Grant in his fuel-saving efforts. That's big for him. Still got Herman there in second, and Ryan Johnson's third. DJ and Fugate now top 5. Yeah, Bumbledo with his moment there, unfortunately, gonna fall out of the top 5. Another time there, that Rockstar machine had a good run going there, and one little thing ended up biting him, and he's gonna be well back. Cody scored 6th, exactly 7 places ahead of the 94. And what was it that I was saying about 6, 7 places? Ooh, that's going to be close. If that is indeed where they finish. Still a little ways to go here yet, though. It'll be 27. laps to go, I believe. 28. We got 28 laps to go. It'll be 27 this next time by. And they had to make the race 111 laps. That's not confusing at all.
But just like that, we've got guys that we haven't really mentioned a whole lot tonight that are all of a sudden up towards the top 10, 78. Daryl Johnson, Rob Heath.
Talk about Heath there. Yep.
We haven't really talked about Jason San Diego a whole lot tonight. He's up in ninth right now.
And just mentioned him just a couple times, but he's still running very solid. Keith McLean's back to 10th. Let's see if he can find his way forward. And Duke Sorensen up to 11th. He finds a way to sneak his way up there to some decent finishes. Yeah, how about DJ there running 4th at the moment? And was hanging in there pretty good for, albeit it was only one lap, but still, it's nothing to scoff at. It's just on a tough track like this.
I'm still just impressed with that avoidance of that wreck earlier. I still don't know how he made it through that, but
That's what put him in this position.
Him, man. That is awesome.
We'll see if he can convert that. But right now, with 1 to green, it will be 25. 25 laps to go. At the stripe when we take the green flag once again. Actually, no, it's 26 laps to go. Again, the 111 confuses me. Steve Grant has got to be having some flashbacks to the first race, because who was it behind him that he was trying to fend off? It was that 73. 73 got into him going into 3. Somehow he saved it and went on to win it. That is his only win of the season. He's the only single-time winner this season. Everybody with wins this season has multiple, except for him. He's still second in points. And at the rate that he's going, could be a real threat on Matt Kenseth levels of consistency. Or Matt Crafton Trucks Championship as well. I can't remember what season that was, but I'm pretty sure he managed to win the championship in the playoff era with no wins. That's kind of where Steve's at.
When I first started running online, I'd never ran any online league racing at all. And I was on a joystick too, mind you. And when I got started with it, so over at Insomniac Racing Club in the Mutts Truck Series, I won the championship that season. And then the following season, I went over to the Extreme Motorsports, which is no longer in operation. But there was one of the series there that I won the championship and didn't even come close to winning a race or even leading any laps. It was just the consistency. A lot of those other guys were winning a bunch of races, but they were falling out due to accidents or mechanical issues or just not starting all the races. Yep. Consistency plays a really big part depending on what kind of point systems you use.
This is essentially kind of the full 2000s point system. It looks like it's roughly 2007, I believe, is what they're using. Or it might even be the original 2003 points format. Either way, I know that it's 185 points for a win. And then it kind of goes on down by like 5 to 7 points per position. From what I was seeing. So that point system admittedly confuses the heck out of me. I will not deny that. And that goes for anything. So
I find it a whole lot simpler than whatever NASCAR's got going on now with all the stages and all of that. I can't keep track of it. But we go back to green here with Steve Grant taking the green flag here in just a second.
Here
Eventually.
we go. Yep, 25 laps remaining here. It's a Pontiac Cadillac 1-2. Ryan Johnson waiting in the wings there in third. We'll see if we can get something going here. And Steve wants to up the track to there just a little bit. And fuel still being a bit of a question mark on that number 11. We'll have to find out if that will come into play. Through the troublesome turns 3 and 4. Herman checks up a little bit there. Ugate's going to make a move here on DJ Johnson on the inside of the 73, and this is going to get dicey here into turns 1 and 2. Ugate gets the position.
Whoa, Herman had a big checkup there. Lose second place.
Ryan Johnson up to P2. Rob Heath took a peek there on Kodian. Thought better of that. Kodian's still 6th, KJ's 8th. And yeah, that 73 is suddenly starting to look a little sketchy.
Yeah, he got very wobbly coming off to that last lap, and he had to lift and lost all his momentum, and the 78 got around him. Now the 78's making a pass for the lead going into 3, and he backs out.
And backs out of that one.
Probably a wise decision.
Still got some time left in this race here. Coming to lap 90 of 111. Everybody getting close to the wall there, trying to hold on to these race cars, which are just barely holding on. DJ still holding on to P5 there. Very impressive. Battle for 7th. Very close between the 27 and 029. Rob Heath holds on to it for now. Major props to Rob Heath for holding on to that position. The highest that he's been running in this race. DJ as well doing a phenomenal job here, although don't know if he's going to hold on to it for very long. Just about took the 13's nose off. "13 with a run. I think we'll get to the inside, but DJ outbreaks him. Oh, don't hit the wall. You're Harry, you got to be thinking play it somewhat safe, because if you don't, then that championship position could be out of it. He gets into the door, the 77, and then the 27, and the 029. Oh, almost into Keith.
Wow.
How did he hold on to that in 4 separate saves? And he was giving it everything that he had and then some. Or nearly loses it, but still going to be holding on to the top 10 here. Wow. Oh, here go for the lead.
Oh. Kept up. There comes Reese for second now.
And he's getting onto the apron there. That's not what you want to do. Yeah, remember that give and take that we mentioned? I don't think that's happening anymore.
And with all that's going on, Harry's caught up to this lead group now and is getting ready to...
Ooh.
Oh, stuck his nose in there and thought better of it.
It's battle for 4th. Rob, he's now 6th. Fending off KJ. And Ryan Johnson trying to reset here and line it up again here on the 11. I think I see the caution lights flashing. That is out. Don't know why.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of strategies play out here. If anybody comes in and takes tires, if they do, how many, who stays out.
Oh, someone lost it. Oh, DJ. 1 and 2. Oh, he gets bumped. He gets passed by Duke Sorensen here into 1. He kind of checks up. Ricky Bumbaloo coming up to him there as DJ kind of came down a little bit. That is what has brought out the yellow flag. My goodness, Randy Smith.
Oh, my goodness.
You saw what I saw there. Kind of had a moment that DJ did earlier.
Well, it worked out for both of them.
Oh, look at this! goodness. Herman
Yeah, this
Reese
is
just about took himself out on the attenuator. He was that late and opting to stay out.
a bit of cars come down the pit lane, and looks like about 5 of them stay out.
Loon, Grant, and Reese, Cody and Fugate. Ryan Johnson here, see how many tires he takes. Looks like it will be 4. Indeed it is.
Yeah, I would say at this stage of the race, you might as well just take 4 and go out there and give it everything you got.
Yeah, if you're pitting, just have at it here pretty much. Tight there, 27-28. Not quite sure who got that spot. A little bit of side damage on Mac Daddy there. And once again, the strategy's split. Steve Grant faked them out and ended up staying out, and Herman Reese at the last infinitesimal, like, gigasecond managed to stay out without hitting the barrels.
Yeah, if he would have waited any longer, he would have smacked those barrels.
That would have been game over right there. Fugate will be 3rd. Cody and Jason San Diego will now be in the top 5 here. Ryan Johnson, first car and fresh tires in P6. Uh-oh. Where's KJ? Oh, EOL. Oh, KJ. That sucks. Get that late in the race. Only 15 laps to go.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to try and make anything out of that.
As Caleb Lingo only ran a few laps and then opted to officially retire. So you can call that 24 drivers that started this race. And of that, we have 14 cars left. Race of attrition. But we've had some good runs here, though, too, and some tight battles.
We got 2 spare cars in the garage that never even started the race, in case anybody. We're running out of cars. Last 2 guys can use those other 2 cars that never started the race and finish the remaining laps.
Yeah, I think the 047 may still have some spare parts on it.
You mean to tell me they didn't come and rob them all off the car to make all their repairs?
Now, they'd be doing that to your car. Your car would be way faster than mine. Keep seeing Steve dip below the banking there, and I keep thinking, wait, is he coming in? It's like, no, you won't be doing that at this point.
Boy, and every time I see the back Steve's car, that reminds me of the old Insomniac paint schemes. They had the checkering pattern on the back. I think with it's either the Insomniac logo on the back or the name of the admin on the back. I don't quite recall, but it looks almost identical. And they were all different colors. Mine was purple. I'm a big fan of purple. And I think Eddie Lee was like a tealish color. Dennis was yellow.
Jeff Groover, he was red.
Yeah.
What I remember.
Ford Crusher was blue. It was cool. I mean, I like the idea of having a bunch of cars with all the same paint schemes, different colors. Yeah, I thought it looked neat.
Yeah. I'm always one that, I've said this before, that I love when drivers kind of have a sponsor that they run like most frequently, and then it becomes kind of like synonymous with them in a way, kind of thing. Like Herman with the Cadillac, and sun drop on Fugate's car, and I mean, of course, Steve Grant's always going to be running Speedland because that's his deal, and that's the operation that he's putting on. So,
I was the same way. Back in 2007, I made a PetSmart car, and through 2021, I ran the same sponsor, same exact scheme on all the different mods. So that's what, 15 years or so.
I remember that. I remember that scheme. One of the first things I remember with racing with you. That is freaking cool. Oh,
Yeah,
Chris, here we go.
yeah. Let's see if we can hopefully run this out to the end on the green.
Here we go. Lap 99.
Getting down to the nitty gritty now.
Can Steve hold off the Cadillac, and those behind him will fresh tires end up being the place to go? That'll be Ryan Johnson if it is. And oh yeah, we are still going, and we are getting down to it. Ooh, run there, but Steve's going to get a nice run off the corner. Ryan looking underneath San Diego. Jason's not going to let him have it too easily there. Nearly up into the wall. Oh, if he doesn't get hit. Thankfully, he doesn't. How about that, Rob Heath? Getting up to 6th. But 12 laps to go. Herman!
No.
Big loose into the wall. Hold it up there. Somehow he does, and Darlington bites him again. Wrecked on the last lap. Earlier in the season, he gets caught again.
But don't look now, but Harry's making his way up here fast.
Oh, you're not kidding. He's up to 3rd. You got fresh tires behind him, though, in 4th with Ryan Johnson. Fugate up to the tail of the 11.
Wow.
Everybody getting loose. 10 to go at Darlington. Everybody trying to get by the 11.
Oh, the 27.
Fugate gets into the inside. You guys spinning back there. We're going to race it back. Conan up to 2nd. And just to get by Fugate, but Steve Grant will hold the lead for the time being under this yellow. And Heath, unfortunately, involved. Jason San Diego as well.
That's a terrible break for the 27. He was making his way up there, had fresh tires, and I think he was going to have a shot at battling up there for the win and just come off of turn 2 and look like he had some sort of mechanical failure.
Oh my gosh. I saw the smoke, but I thought that was just him getting loose.
You know, and I'm wondering with it being open setups, if it's these guys have their gearing set a little higher and they're tacking out, or they've got a little too much tape on there, or yeah, it could be a number of things. But we've seen four or five engine related issues.
Yeah, we've seen some engine failures. Unfortunately, Rob Heath is next on that list. Running P5. His best run all season. I would have saved by Keith. But
Herman's coming down the pit road, and at this point, hey, why not? He's got some damage. Might as well go ahead and take care of that. Probably put on some new tires and just try and blow through the field when we go back green. Get what you can.
Not believe that for Rob Heath. That actually stings to witness that.
Yeah, I mean, he had been quiet all night and slowly made his way up towards the front and was right up there on fresh tires and was gaining on the leaders, and who knows what might have been, but it's God, you really hate to see that for a guy.
Yeah, especially a guy who I don't think has a single top 5 yet this season, so hopefully he'll be able to rebound at Milwaukee. But right now we are into the point and overturn territory where next caution will end it. Oh boy, yeah, we're on lap 104 right now, and
But I'm thinking that all these cautions are probably helping to benefit Steve Grant with whatever his fuel situation is. Because I think if he wouldn't have been able to make it, he obviously would have came in and topped off. So I think, obviously he's still saving, so he's still going to be close, I think. But at this point, he's using all these caution laps to his advantage, clutching, and we'll see how this plays out. I'm very curious with these different strategies.
yeah, and of course, every lap that the lights stay on that pace car just ramps up the intensity. But here's a question though for you that I'll pose to you, Chris. With with Harry running second, you are pretty much ensured that you're going to be passing Ken Hansen for that position in the chase. But you haven't won yet this season. How do you go about this? Do you go for it, or do you just take the points?
Yeah, anytime that there's a win at stake, obviously you want to go for it. But at the same time, if you've been on the outside looking in and you've got pretty good odds to make it, uh, me, me personally, I think I would just take it easy and not pressure, not much pressure on the leader. Obviously, if you can get around him without taking a big risk, yeah, go by all means go for it. If not, I mean, hey, you give up the win, but you put yourself in the championship battle.
How is he going to go about this? We will find out here in just a couple laps' time. Of course, don't count out Fugate or Ryan Johnson at this point. And KJ, after that speeding penalty, and I thought counted him out at that point, he's now P5. Duke Sorensen is 6th. Bumbalo 7th. Man, if you survived up to this point, you've got a chance at a good finish. Jeff Stakanis is 9th. That's scary because that means he may actually get a top 10 and it not be a top 5.
Yeah, don't count on anybody right now because as we've seen, anything can happen.
Anything.
We've just about seen it all tonight, and I don't think we're done just yet.
No. Well, we've got to make it to the white flag. I think that is the hope. Because then whatever happens, happens. Also, yeah, let's remember that KJ was involved in a caution tonight, so he's back up in
Yeah,
the top 5
he
here.
was. He about launched off like a spaceship.
Yeah, he just about went for a tumble.
He
Ken
was.
Hansen is up to 10th, so if he gains enough positions, even if Harry stays where he's at, it's not over for Ken. Oh man, so much to play for here. Oh, this is gonna be good. This is why we do this. This is what we're here for. This kind of stuff right here. I love it. As a fan, I love it. That's how I get when I watch it in either real life or in this sim. And that's why we love NR 2003. Here we go. Final restart of the race. 5 laps to decide it. Oh,
Harry spun his tires.
Oh, he sure did.
He tried to first gear start it, and that didn't quite work out as good as he hoped. Oh, goodness.
You get all over his back bumper. Ryan Johnson to the inside. Oh, this is going to get very dicey. Somehow they sort it out, but now KJ are trying to get by the 9. And Harry somehow holds on to that second position. But oh my goodness, can you get any closer? You get hard to the wall. Harry just about loses it. Ryan Johnson.
Harry sent it in there.
He sure is. Ryan trying to give him some grace.
Did you see KJ come up through there?
Goodness, I thought he was about to get into him. Ryan gets loose. Door
Oh,
slam almost.
spin in the back. Ricky's around. And he's, oh, did he save it?
Caution is out. This is for the win. Run for the 13. Not enough. Steve Grant sweeps Darlington. Oh man,
that
as
was
much as I would have loved to have seen them make it to the white, still.
That was still a very exciting last, 10 or 12 laps there.
Oh, you ain't kidding. Steve Grant, the master of Darlington.
Let's make sure he makes it on fuel first.
As long as he makes it on fuel.
I think he's okay, but I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, we saw what happened to Rob Heath.
Yeah, I've had engines blow up under caution. Heck, I was leading a race one time, took the white flag, went into turn one, engine blew up. So anything can happen. You hope it doesn't, but there's always that chance.
Got 2 laps. Making around. How about Harry Kodian in second and Ryan Johnson another excellent third place finish. AJ fourth and top 5. Duke Sorensen. That is awesome. Again, all this assuming that it stands for these next 2 laps. Fugate 6, McLean 7th, Herman Reese covers to 8th, Jason San Diego, Randy Smith the top 10, Ken Hansen 12th. I don't think that's going to be enough. 10 position difference between the 13 and the 94. I think the 13 is going to point his way in.
What
if
was
this
the
holds.
difference?
It was 30 points. And they both had laps led. I think Harry may have even led the most. So I think he's going to get it pretty handily.
Yeah, I was just kind of trying to think and do the math in my head, but yeah, that doesn't usually work out too well.
That's why this point system confuses the heck out of me. But we'll take a look at.
So a couple weeks ago, when we finished up our previous season of the Jets series, we had a 3-man battle for the championship in the final race, and I was leading points, but John was behind me. John Wall, he's tough, always tough. And so I literally took and I wrote down all these scenarios of what I had to do, where I had to finish, no matter what. If he won or led the most laps. And then I took a sticky note and I wrote down every spot, how many position or how many points it was worth. Just throughout the race, I'm running 5th and the zero's running 2nd. Okay, so I still got like a 6-point cushion. I'm okay.
Yeah, that's the level that you can get into with it. Yeah, that's how many cars are left. Just look at the shot off turn 2. So many cars are left. Oh my. We're going to have 13 cars finish this race out of the 24 that took laps. Wow.
Okay, so it looks like you say probably the 13 probably led the most laps, right?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, so it looks like he'd probably wind up with 180. And what was the number of the other car? Was 94?
94, that is Ken Hansen.
He would wind up with 132. So, if my math is correct, and it very well probably isn't.
48-point swing. I do believe your math will be correct, and that will put Harry Kodian in it with a chance at the championship. Steve Grant, however, Lady in Black is singing for this man. Twice now this season, both times. Hard defense. And he sweeps Darlington.
Great strategy. It worked out. Uh, it's great
Yeah.
for them, and have a nice little boost of confidence heading into the chase.
Hey, you ain't kidding. I mean, heck, he's
And
going
he,
to close a good bit on that point lead that Herman had. Obviously, it's not going to matter, but still, that's kind of neat. And Steve is a cool dude, and I mean, heck, he's helped me get my foot in the door when it comes to CCR and helping get that league showing on here on the channel. So, and I know that he has also contributed massively to making these hobo streams happen as well. Finally getting to burn it down again. And it is now official that there is not a single one-time winner this season. That is number 2 for number 11.
see just how much fuel he's got too.
And he's got some fuel. Those caution laps really helped him out. Oh, let it go, baby. Let it go. You can even see the hands going to work in there. That's cool.
I know you'll take wins any way you can get them, and I love a good fuel strategy race or fuel mileage race. But when you don't have enough fuel to do a burnout, it's kind of disappointing sometimes. But
He's got to
you know,
capture the flag here.
always take the win over the burnout.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to our top 3 interviews here shortly. First thing we're going to do is take a look at what caused the race end and yellow flag there. Yeah, I know. Anybody watching from CCR is going to be celebrating there. That is awesome. I've been rooting for him there for a long time. That is so cool. Taking a look at what ended the race there. Ricky Bumbelow side by side with Keith. They kind of make some contact, and then, oh, wow. A weird stack up there. He just gets into the 9. Oh! Little tap there from 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 the 10. I'm sorry. Just that shot, just the kind of spinning like through the shot. Just, that looked kind of funny. Yes, the Jeff Cicanis just kind of ended on one more spin there. That sucks for Jeff Cicanis. He will not finish top 10. And the meme continues, but and one more look. And I think Fugate was bailing out. Ricky wasn't ready for it, and see you later. Jeff says hello, and that is what ended the race under yellow. I don't think Steve's gonna mind though. He gets it done with Harry Kodian pointing his way into the chase with the second place finish. Ryan Johnson finishing 3rd. KJ Sorensen, Fugate, McLean, Reese, San Diego, Randy Smith, the top 10. Mickey Bumbelow, Ken Hansen, Jeff Stacanis, the top 13. And those are the only finishers out of the race for various reasons. Rob Heath, Daryl Johnston, Wiley King, Ron Simpson, Herb Johnston, Rich Knappich, Steve Rubino, Eddie Rayleigh, Dan Rubino, Greg Stenzo, and, well, Caleb Engel, kind of. Holy moly, Chris, what a race we just got to see there, albeit a little crazy.
Yeah, hey, I mean there was a lot of cautions, but what the times that we weren't under caution, we had some excellent racing. Lot of lot of competitiveness. Some good side by side racing. Um, Darlington, great track. It really puts on some good races. It's a very racy track, and these guys showed it tonight. And unfortunately, it things happen. Not every race is perfect and goes green, or only has a few cautions. Every once in a while, you get a race here and there that is a caution fest. It happens. And, if you're watching this and saying, "Oh well," all they do at HOBO is wreck. No, that's not the case. Don't say that about a lot of the leagues. Some of them it's true, and I'm not talking down upon any leagues, but just from time to time, it just all depends. The version of the track, setups of the cars. There's a lot of things that come into effect and cause the cautions to fly as much as they do sometimes. So, but that's all I have to say about that. Turn it back over to you, Andrew.
Hey, it's all good, and hey, whether it's a clean and green race or a lot of cautions, there's rarely a dull moment with these guys, and that's why we love it, and that's what we get to do. But we'll go ahead and get to talking to some of these guys here, and we will start with driver number 78.
User was moved to
That
your
is
channel.
Ryan Johnson. Uh, Mr. Buffalo Wild Wings, do you copy?
Got a copy.
Right on, man. Another P3 there for you. Great finish. Uh, one or bleh. Oh my gosh, what was I just trying to say there? What I was trying what I was trying to say was, you were on the fresh tires there, but at the same time, you're just in gridlock there. It's everybody just so tightly packed there in those final few laps. It's almost like Monaco it's like the Monaco Grand Prix with just how snug it gets. But I don't know. Was there any other way that you could have found your way around there?
I tried. I went back and looked at the replay there when I got below Harry, before the caution came out going down the backstretch. I wiggled coming off of two, so he was able to, because I was going under Steve, but it just did not stick for whatever reason, and he got back to the outside. I don't know how his car stuck, but good job. He had a good setup tonight. Harry ran a good race. I think it's one of the best races I've seen Harry run in a long time. So, but yeah, just if I could have made it stick coming off two there, I think it'd have been a different outcome. But it is what it is.
Hey, sometimes all you can do is just try your hardest, especially on such a slippery racetrack like that. Can you confirm or deny that? Because it looked like it was slick for pretty much
Uh,
everybody.
it's a pretty gripped up version, in my opinion. Yeah, there's some moments where it'll get loose if you drive it in hard, whatever. But it was pretty solid. It was pretty stable for me. Had a good setup. It wasn't the fastest setup. I was banking on a long run. We never got that tonight. So, if we would have got long runs, maybe it'd been different too. But hey, I'm not going to complain with a third. Never will.
And I don't think you'll complain about this statistic. This is just a little fun fact for you. You are now officially the driver with the most top tens this season.
Oh, cool.
With 23. I
Nice.
don't think Herman or did he? Oh, okay, no, never mind. You two are still tied. Never mind.
We're tied. Yeah, he's probably got more top fives than me. So yeah, I struggle more with the Cup Series and run a little bit better in the trucks on Sundays here. But yeah, this was a tough series to run with these guys. These guys are good. So I'll take a third and wherever getting the points, just chug along.
Yeah, buddy. And final question I'll ask you here. You were third in points coming into this race. You are now officially going to be going for the championship with this chase. Expectations? You think you can give Herman and these other guys a run?
I honestly think it'll take some luck. Some of the tracks line up doesn't fit me, but don't count me out. I'm going to try and do what I can, and maybe a little bit of luck will fall my way. Don't want to wish any bad luck on anyone, but I think it'll take a little bit of bad luck for me to wrap one up here and Tuesday nights.
I gotcha. If Chris has any questions or closing thoughts for our third place finisher?
No, I don't have any questions. I just want to congratulate you on your third place run tonight. You looked really stout all night. Really quiet, and just rode around for a bit, and you were there at the end when it mattered. And congratulations on making the chase, and um, get what you can out of it, man.
I'll
Give
keep digging, man.
give it.
Maybe it'll turn out good, but we'll see. Those guys are pretty tough to beat, so I'll just take what I can get. So
Yeah, just give it your best. We saw a lot of things happen tonight. That's not to say that one or more of the races in the chase, some crazy things may or may not happen. Just you just kind of play it by ear and make the best of it as the opportunities present themselves.
thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Ryan, we'll let you go here in a moment, but of course, before we do, you know what to do, brother.
Yeah. Thank you to Hobo Racing. Steve's put on a great league for many, many years, and look like I think we're going to take over some ownership. Someone is, because he's bailing out, but it's a great place to race. Good job, Steve ran on the win tonight. He just ran a quiet race, like you said, for me. It came out good for him, and again, good job, Harry. Solid night. Sorry to KJ, they're coming off 4. I kind of did a slide job coming up, but I couldn't make it stick anymore. He might have had to run on the outside there, but I think we're cool there. But yeah, thank you to you guys for coming out and doing this for us and broadcasting the race. Appreciate it, and keep McLean. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, thank you guys.
Right on, man. Best of luck in the chase. We will see you at Milwaukee, my man.
All right, we'll see you next week. Have a good night, guys.
Right on.
User was moved out of your channel.
Ryan Johnson going for a championship. Starting next week. Our next guy, though, he's got to be feeling pretty good.
User was moved to your
and
channel.
And that is Mr. Cody and Harry. Do you copy?
Yeah. Hi, guys. How's it going?
Going pretty darn good. I know it wasn't quite the win, but based on my understanding, I do believe that you have just pointed your way into the postseason here. So very well done, good sir. How are you feeling?
Definitely nervous. Yeah, I had to lead a lap. I got 5 right there. Then I believe I led the most laps, so I got 10 out of that. And then I believe with the finish. So yeah, very aggressive racing out of me tonight. I needed the win or definitely to finish up there in the top. So yeah, it was on my mind, and fun race. I had a very good car.
Yeah, man, you were flying there. Like you said, you led the most laps. You had a great chance at Steve there. I guess I will just ask you, because I was kind of talking to Chris about this. When you know that you're going for points there as far as trying to get ahead of Ken, but you're also still looking for win number 1 on the season, where do you find that, or where do you tend to lean in that predicament when you're racing against Steve there for the win? Are you just trying to go for the points? Or are you just saying, nah, man, let's try to get this thing?
Well, I was definitely trying to go for the win, but I was also, trying to be smart and let it play out. I knew that probably a top 3, 4 was probably going to do it for me. Like when Ryan, he came out of nowhere, and he got me on the top there. And I had the option of racing him around the outside and possibly getting in trouble, and I rolled out and let him go. And I was going to finish wherever I could comfortably and hopefully stay out of trouble. And that worked out well for me. Got back by him somehow. I don't even know. But yeah, I was just, if the win was there to take, I wanted it. But I was really more satisfied with the points.
I totally get you. And now you officially, from what I can tell, will be having a chance at this championship. Do you feel like you could give these guys a run for their money? It certainly seems like it with how you're running lately.
Yeah, finally got things working, and the cars have been good. And I don't know. Those guys, Keith and Herman, those guys, they're definitely in a different league. Um, definitely a long shot for me to win the championship, but it is, a feather just to be in the chase with these guys, and especially the year that I've had. I think I've missed 5 races. So yeah, it's all about fun from here out, and what do they say? The icing on the cake.
I feel you. Uh, awesome job there with that run. I'll turn it over to Chris if he has anything for our runner-up.
Yeah, I just wanted to congratulate you on your second place, man. You looked really strong all night, and it's a shame that it ended under caution because we really wanted to see it play out and um, see you and the 11 get up there and battle for the win. But didn't quite happen. But man, you drove a heck of a race tonight, and you were my pick to win. Just, based on what I saw in practice and throughout the race. And best of luck in the championship chase.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Um, yeah, and I don't know if I probably would have got Steve there, if we went green, but Ryan had the freshest tires, so he might have got by me. So I'm happy with the second, and let's go on to the chase. And thank you for picking me. I think probably the first one this year.
Now, hopefully these good runs continue for you. Of course, we got Milwaukee next week, which is kind of a bit of a wild card because, from what I understand, you guys have or have not run there before.
We have not, but my crew chief has already been sending me some tips, so we'll be working on a setup and see how we can do there. I typically do like the flat tracks, so yeah, it's going to be new for all of us.
We'll be watching that My Four Sons car once we get to Milwaukee. But for right now, though, man, you made the postseason. Even if it wasn't quite the win, an incredible run out of that machine. You got a lot to be proud of, my man. So congrats, awesome job. Of course, before we let you go, though, close the thoughts, shout outs, whatever you want, my man. The floor is yours.
All right. Well, of course, I got to thank the brothers for putting this league on. As you know, always a good car count, and I think we have some of the top drivers here. Especially we don't run all the gripped up tracks, so I think that's a little harder. Thank you guys. Can't wait to go back and watch it and listen to how this one unfolds. It's always a little different, than when you're out of the car and watching it. The nerves are definitely more relaxed, that's for sure. And thank Herman again. He's always there when I need help, got a question, or sometimes he'll just I think he sits in my car and knows what I'm doing, where I'm loose, and helps direct me that way as well. So I definitely appreciate him. And I think that's it. You guys have a good night, and thank you.
Same to you, my friend. Best of luck and into the postseason here, and we'll be watching.
User was moved out of your channel.
Harry out of here for now and let him relax after a hard-fought battle there. But very hard fought by
User was moved to your
this
channel.
gentleman right here, Steve Grant. You done it. First off, do you copy?
Yeah, I got lucky again, huh?
Once again, man, your strategy call put you in that position, and then you had to defend like the Dickens, and it panned out. I mean, this time they were racing a little harder behind you, but man, you swept Darlington, dude. That is freaking sick. How are you feeling?
Pretty good, but like I said, I had nothing for any of those guys. Like my car was really set up for a long run, and I was complaining all through the race. I was like, man, look at the pace they're putting down. I was like, I got to save my tires. I got to save my tires. I kept backing off, and I just watched them all kind of leave me, and I was just kind of like, man, they're just blistering, putting down a hot laps, and I was just like, I guess I should have ran a little bit looser car, but all night long I kept loosening it up a little bit because it seemed like, what was the longest run we had, like 11 laps or something?
It probably wasn't too much more than that.
It just so I kept loosening my car up all night long, but I was still kind of tight. I still had to kind of, you know, ease the brake a little bit, just going into 3 and 4, just to keep the nose down, so I could stay down on the bottom. But yeah, there were so many times I thought I was going to get run over, or somebody was going to get under me. Ryan, I thought, had me, and I thought the 9 Jeff, Fugate, I thought he had me, and I was just like, oh, I couldn't believe I survived.
Survival really was the name of the game tonight, and with barely half the field finishing. But I mean, regardless of the fact, you still had to make it happen, and there were definitely points that I saw how hard you were clutching. Um, how much of a question mark was fuel there at the end? Obviously, once with that, how good of a burnout that was, you at least had some fuel left. But there had to have been some points where, without maybe a caution or two, maybe it would have been a little bit sketchy for you.
Well, that was the whole gamble. It was like, well, if we have enough cautions, I'll be okay. But if it had gone green from when I stayed at, I would have had to probably pit to get gas. I was like 3 laps short or something like that at that time. So I was every caution I was clutching, trying to save gas.
Hey, yeah, you knew the trend, and you knew it was coming. So that's all in some smart strategy plays there, and paid out for you very very nicely. But you still had to drive the thing.
There was nothing smart about that. That was just luck. I was like, man, if these cautions come out right, I might be able to pull this off, and really, if that last caution hadn't came out, the 13 would have got around me coming out. He timed it perfect coming out of 4, had the run. There was just no way I could have even moved down and blocked him. I was just like, yep. I was like, thank goodness the yellow came out. Otherwise, he if it had gone one more lap, he would have won the race.
Hey, it still took a heck of a driving effort on your end there on those final green flag laps for each of those mini runs that you still had to hold on to the thing and fend those guys off. So I will still give you some credit there, even if, yeah, some luck came into it. But hey, that's just racing. So awesome job. See if Chris has anything for a race winner.
Yeah, of course. Well, congratulations on your win. That was a heck of a job holding those guys off. I mean, it was, and that was like a wild hornet nest behind you. And your strategy played out perfect. That's my kind of race, throwing a little strategy in there. But hey, man, use that momentum from this win going forward, and all the best of luck to you in the championship chase.
Yeah, we're gonna need it. It's gonna be a rough ride, I'm sure, but yeah, it was a fun race. I mean, except for all the yellows and people blowing engines, and there was a lot of stuff that probably shouldn't have happened, but it was still overall a pretty good race. I just should have ran a little bit looser car from the get-go, and instead of having to try to loosen it up all through the race. But yeah, we'll try to concentrate on next week's race, which is a track that none of us have raced at before. So we've been working on it. Our team's been spending some time trying to work on that track just to get something dialed in. So hopefully it'll all come together.
Hey, if it's come together well enough that it has kept you second in points for the majority of the season, and of course you're going to end up there at the conclusion of this regular season. But yeah, as you said, a bit of a wild card next week. You officially joined the multi-time winners club this season, so that is now every single winner this season now has more than one win, which is pretty cool.
That's another reason why I wanted to get a win. I was getting tired of you guys going, Grant's the only one with one win.
I love throwing some nonsense stats out there. I keep making the joke that Jeff Sakanis has yet to finish 6th or 10th. All of his top 10s or top 5s. So, hey, I'm like Zach. I love those stats. But hey, the stat has officially been broken. You've got number 2. You've swept Darlington. You're taking that Lady in Black home, and you have every right to have some fun. So, uh, before we let you have some fun there, we're going to let you have your closing thoughts and shout outs here for the night.
I'd like to thank Speedland for all the help that Team Speedland all puts together. We all kind of get together and work on setups on Monday, and it's just a fun thing to do. Thanks, Steve, and all the admins, for what they do, and of course you guys for what you guys do. And I like I said, hats off to the 4 horsemen. I mean, I didn't have anything for any of them. That whole team was just up there leading the whole race just about. So that was the only shot I had, so I took it, and it paid off. So I got lucky, but thanks a lot. And you guys have a good night.
Same to you, my man. We'll let you get some rest. Best of luck in this chase. Hopefully we'll see you up there towards the front battling for that title. Best of luck.
Thanks a lot. Have a good night.
You do, man.
User was moved out of your channel.
Chris, I know it's getting a little bit late here on the East Coast, but before I let you go, I'll let you give your closing thoughts on the night, and then we'll conclude this bad boy.
Yeah, well, it was a lot more cautions than I think any of us wanted to see. But again, as I said earlier, just sometimes you get that track and the setups and just a couple different things come in and play a factor in all that. But the racing itself was pretty good, I thought. Excellent, actually, throughout most of the night. When it did go green, we had a really heck of a good battle there for the top spot in the closing laps. It last probably 10 or 12 laps or so, and plenty more great racing all throughout the field all night under green flag conditions. So, um, I said from the beginning it was going to be a good, interesting, exciting race, and I think it turned out to be, even with all the cautions. So um, it'll be interesting now that we're officially in the postseason to see how the chase and the points reset stacks up and how that's going to play out. But look forward to next week, and we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens at the Milwaukee Mile when the chase begins. We hope everybody will tune in for that one. We appreciate everybody that did come by to check this one out tonight. And if it was a bit of a long one with the cautions, but they kept the action red hot when that green flag was out. So I had fun with that, and I know that these guys are pretty exhausted. So we'll let everybody get to bed. Appreciate everyone once again. Appreciate the admins and everybody here at HOBO. We got the chase now here for these final 10 races. Who will emerge with the championship? Got 10 weeks to figure it out. We'll see everybody at Milwaukee. Until then, stay safe. Happy September. Take care. Bye for now.